Hey there, Bourbon Street Joe here, and it's cold out there. You could probably hear it raining. It's been snowing. It's after Christmas and pre-New Year's, so great weather we have here. Anyway, speaking of Christmas and New Year's and the lack of mail, I managed to get this on the 24th, which I am super excited about. This came from France, but it's not a French ration, obviously. This is by Dardanel, a 24-hour one-person ration menu, general purpose individual food ration pack. It is 1 breakfast, 1 lunch, 1 dinner, 1 supplement pack, 2 accessory packs, and 2 flameless heaters. It is menu A01, which is tuna bean salad with rice. We have 3,953 kcals, 13% from fat, 42% from carbs, 13 from protein, 42 from carbs, 32% from fat. You need 2.2 liters of water to fulfill this. I'm assuming that's between FRHs, drinks, etc. It weighs 2.1 kilometers, 2.1 kilograms. Yeah, so this one is a bit of a mystery to me. I am aware of one other review on this. Not this menu, that was A03, which I believe was beef and buckwheat or something. Ration Nerd did that review, where he touted it as a Greek military ration heavy question mark. I would say Greek military ration, no. So this is made by Dardanel, which is a Turkish company, which was established in 1984, who do primarily canned or tinned fish or frozen or packaged seafood. So they are a civilian company specializing in seafood. Now, they are based in Chanakle, and I can put the spelling up here, but it's Chanakle, Turkey. That's where they're based. Again, we mentioned Greece here on the label as origin produced. The exporter is Dardanel, but the exporter's address is listed as Turkey. So, given past interactions between the countries of Turkey and Greece, I can't see Greece subcontracting to Turkey to try and produce their military rations, because quite frankly, they don't. Cyprus, their relations have not been that good in the past, and really aren't to this day. So, what I think the connection is in 2021, Dardanel bought a Greek company called Kalimanis, and they are a Greek company that does the same thing in Greece that Dardanel does in Turkey. They specialize in tinned and canned and packaged seafood products. So I'm going with a civilian one on this. It may be produced in Greece. The parent company is Turkish. But this is probably a civilian, almost definitely a civilian ration, because again, you're not going to put that kind of a weak link in your supply chain. Again, they don't see eye to eye in a lot of things. That would be like Ukraine subcontracting Russia for rations. It's not going to happen. So anyway, it's not about who's right, who's wrong, or what's what, but it is about what's in here. And I'm going to figure that out. So we'll spin around down to the workbench and we'll go from there. We'll be right back. All right. As it continues to rain out there. This could be another over. Nope. Yep, it's I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, it's 2,213 grams. Or 4 pounds of 14 ounces. So just about 5 pounds of ration there. Let's see what they give us. So this is not resealable, and there is a tear notch right there. Once you're in, you're in. I don't think I want to dump test that, because that's just going to go everywhere. Flavor C on inkjet panel. Flavor. I mean, there's a date there. 31/12/2026, but it's 3-in-1 coffee. It doesn't appear to be flavored. And there's 4 of them. Oh my. Okay, well, this is a bolognese sauce. Ground beef, tomatoes, water, sunflower oil, tomato paste, pepper paste, sugar, vinegar, salt, garlic, basil, and spices. Gluten-free. Country of origin, Bulgaria. Good till 2027, 29/01/2027, but this is going to be another one of these weird. It's from a country, it's made in another country and sold in a different country. Because if that's Bulgarian, yeah, okay, here we go. Tortillas. That is a big ass bag of tortillas. These are made in Turkey. Okay. Oh my. Okay. I guess now we're going to dump. Nothing there. We have 2 verbena and citrus refreshing towels. Oddly enough, yeah, I have no idea. I will post up here as to where that is manufactured, because it does have a .com here, but yeah, okay. Here we go. We have our contents. Main meals: baba ganoush, tuna bean salad, rice, 200 grams, pasta with salsa sauce, 200 grams bolognese sauce, dried veggie mix. You'll combine 2 dishes to make your own menu. For instance, we serve the pasta and the sauce separately. However, if you want to eat them together, it's your preference. If you're vegetarian, you can continue with just the pasta. Breakfast: chicken sauces with vegetables and peanut butter, bars and snacks, tortillas, dried fruit, grape mix, hazelnut and raisins, lemon pudding, cookie, coconut and lemon, protected bar. Drinks: peach, hot chocolate, sports drink, isotonic, strawberry flavored, lemon flavored. Accessories and snack packs: spoons, 3 napkins, 3 disinfectant wipes, 4 chewing gum, multivitamin complex, salt, pepper, coffee, tea. Instructions on how to use your FRH. Obviously, your 2 FRHs, which are
Ziplocs from MagTech in the US of A. Chicken sausage with vegetables. That is your breakfast. We do have a Ziploc. Pasta with salsa sauce. That is quite sturdy. Tuna bean salad. Meal rice. So that's just your rice. Here's your baba ganoush, which is roasted eggplant dip. 250 grams of that. Dardanel garbage bag. Oh, okay. Strawberry flavored beverage. 180 mils of cold water to that. This is your hot chocolate drink. Dried fruit grape mix. Sultanas, raisins, and currants. Peanut butter. Dried veggie mix, which is dried tomatoes, green peppers, red peppers, onions, broccoli, carrots. 20 mils of water and eat can be mixed directly with meals. Energy 22 protected bar. Dates, chickpea flour, raw cacao powder, coconut, chocolate flavored chocolate chips, and some vitamins. Hazelnuts and raisins. Peach flavored beverage. Another peanut butter. Lemon pudding. Cookie, coconut and lemon. Sports drink, isotonic. Does not give a flavor. Oh, orange. Some wet wipes. Spoon. Napkins. And then in this bag, we have black pepper, we have salt, we have 1, 2, 3 beverage bags, maybe? They are gusseted. We have 3 Vivident Xylette watermelon gums. We have a Lipton Yellow Label tea. We have 3 packages of seasoning mix, 1.5 grams. And we have multivitamin gummies. And I don't think they mentioned what the seasoning mix is, so I have to find that out together. Anyway, that's a heck of a meal. So, or heck of several meals. I got to figure out what I'm doing with this, and be right back.
Okay, that's sputtering away still. Seem to be fairly angry. So the chicken with vegetables, and I'll have to take a closer look at that again, but it didn't seem like there was a lot of vegetables in that. They have the isotonic drink, and then they have these smaller beverage bags and they are gusseted for your smaller drinks, which this is a citrus one, and it is $180, probably can't see that, 180 mils of water. So I'm not sure if this thing has a tear notch. Doesn't seem to. Just make our own hole anyway. Again, I went with citrus, which is vague, for lunch or for breakfast. That is all caked up in there. Yummy. Seem to have gotten most of it. Sort of. Yeah. Anyway, we'll go with our 180 mils of water. I will say, it gives you a lot of room in there. Missed the chunk. I will let that sit in there for a bit just to see what it does. Hot water. I don't know what they issue, so I'm just going to use my Canadian Melmac coffee cup. And this one was, I believe, 200 mils hot water. And yes, she's a little frosty outside. We're above freezing, but not by much. So our 3-in-1, which does not tear very well. Yeah, I'd really prefer not to get this everywhere. Seems to be made in Turkey. We will go into our accessory pouch here to get our utensil, accessories, and snack pack. We have 1, 2, 3 sanitizing wipes, a weird spoon, and some napkins. All right. How about I just use, because I did pull it aside, a verbena and citrus refreshing towel instead. Because ooh, that smells good. Quite moist. As you can see, you get your hands pretty wet. Oh, sorry. That's smells good, but yeah, it's alcohol based. Big woof on that one. As in, I got a big woof on that one. That was kind of dumb. As our boiling water rapidly cools here. At least that worked. We have some of our multivitamin gummies. Don't know what the heck those look like. Are they even gummy bears? Vaguely. It's kind of a generic bear shape, I guess. We have 2, 4, 6. We have 7 of them, and they are sticky. So, sure, let's eat 2 for breakfast to start the day right. I don't know. We have a NG22 protected bar. 33 grams, and again, this one is dates, chickpea flour, raw cacao, coconut, chocolate flavor, which is frightening, chocolate chips, vitamin C, vitamin D, potassium, and potassium sorbate, sodium ascorbate, citric acid, sodium benzoate, and maltodextrin. There are some nutritional information. There is, if you can actually even read that, but the label's quite excessive, but it's just pretty much dark. And then, because I was unsure about the flavoring on that, we have our black pepper, our salt, and our seasoning mix. Whatever the heck that actually is. So. Okay. Larry, thanks, buddy. This thing is still vaguely angry, so I'm sure once I toss it to the garage floor, it'll start making angry noises yet again. Well, our Canadian issue, angry teeth. Wipe this sucker off. Oddly enough, this one is touted as breakfast because it actually says BR05 on it. Go figure. And we could just eat that from our pouch, tear notch to tear notch. Again, which is a good idea because other than that, you're dealing with a vertical instead of horizontal. But we have a bowl. We can do that if this will cooperate without me tearing it and just having stuff go. So it makes it about, oh, there we go. Nope. Makes it about that far and just gives up the ghost. All right, well. Pointy objects, kids. Pointy objects. Oh, okay. That is not what I was expecting. But that's what I'm getting. So we have chicken sausage with vegetables. And our vegetables are tomato, 16%. Red pepper, 4.7%. And some tomato paste. That's our vegetables. Or those are our vegetables. Let's, before this completely. Smells good, tastes good. Though I must admit I'm getting the lemon verbena off my hands, so that's, I wouldn't say clouding my judgment, but it's definitely getting in the way a bit. Let's try our oddly not well chopped off bar. Okay. There's a sourness to it. and a sweetness. I think the sourness is actually coming from the dates, and so is the sweetness. The chickpea flour is a little weird in there. I'm sure it's added for protein, but again, that's a little... It's all right. I can't tell if this has actually done its thing to the bottom, but what the heck. Oh, wow. Okay. That is... Oh, that is very children aspen. Oh. It is much stronger than the orange one I had in the last ration. The Romanian. It is also, yeah, it's very chemical tasting. You could even probably go 300 mils on that. Stretch it out a bit. Flavor some more water. This is quite greasy. This is obviously your chicken sausage, which kind of looks just like a chicken wiener that's been chopped up. It's not quite the Four Fingers of Death mealy, but oddly enough, the casing has a nice snap to it, and you wouldn't think it would, but it does. Yeah, it's beans and wieners minus the beans. It's just kind of like beans and wieners and tomato sauce minus the beans. But yeah, that does have a nice snap. I'll save the salt and pepper, which is going to be less, whatever. Oh yeah, you could lengthen that out to... Oh, sorry, that was 180, wasn't it? Yeah, you could lengthen that out to 300, I'm sure. Let's try our gummies before they set up completely, because they're just going to get harder in the cold here. That's all right. Generic flavor, I guess. I was going to go with pear initially, but no, I don't think so. No. Yeah, so, I mean, those are fine. I'm going to open this anyway, even if I have to save it for my lunch, or the lunch portion of this. Just because I'm curious as to what the heck this is, other than best before June of 2027. Okay. It obviously is a spice mix of some sort, but
There's a bit of heat to it, there's salt. Paprika, probably. I would think.
I don't know. Try that. Yeah, that's honestly, it's kind of lost in there. I don't think it really adds anything, but maybe it's just not supposed to go in there. So I mean, I don't know. But I mean, hey, I could definitely handle that for breakfast. It might be a little greasy, but as far as starting off your day, but calories got to come from somewhere. So if they're not loading you up with 80 grams of sugar, then fat's the other way to get it. that's breakfast. Oh, and where did I put it now? Hang on a sec. So to add further to the debate, I guess. So I showed this at the beginning. It just details everything. But it also says Dardanel, and then you have your 3 arrows. And this is, I believe it's pronounced Unatash, MRE. Now, if you go to, they have a website, unatash.com. Oddly enough, it's not like a, it doesn't look like a web page, but it does have nutritional information and menus. And I won't put them up here. I will throw the pictures in at the end of the video. So there's 5 pages on the PDF document. And you can look at it at your leisure if you want to. But I'll throw it in at the end so I'm not taking up time here. But yeah, so other than that, I can't seem to find much on this company. But obviously they're connected to Dardanel. Be back for lunch. Okay. Now we get to the cold portion of the day. 1, because it is cold outside, and 2, this lunch is going to be served cold. So use our sanitizing wipe. Oh, that's just straight up alcohol. At least I didn't get my face in it like I got the other one. And these are cloth, which are stretchy that way and not stretchy that way. But they do moisten the hands. So they do what they need to. Put that somewhere. We have our very large tortillas, which I have kept in the house at room temperature, just so they're not alarmingly cold and probably very breakable, which most tortillas are when they're cold. We do have an oxygen absorber, and we have 1, 2, 3 flour tortillas. A nice toast on them anyway. But just 3 flour tortillas. So I'm going to go with our strawberry drink, our orange isotonic drink. We'll do another, because these have set up really nicely together, 3 of our multivitamins, or gummies. Straight off the bat while I'm doing this, we have our spoon. And we have our baba ganoush. liquid? Well, I'm not putting my tuna bean salad in a wrap, so I guess I'll go with our rather chunky baba ganoush. I've usually seen it as a more uniform product, almost like a tahini or a, almost like a hummus spread. I guess I'll get our oh man, these don't tear very well. Kind of like that. I prefer not to try to squeeze tuna and bean salad through a hole. The size of a playing card, so get that opened up. Oh, okay. That's all right. Almost like a Lithuanian, where the carb is separated from the protein. Or that could be just the filling process, that the tuna goes in first, and everything, the salad goes in on top. It's a fair bit of tuna. You have white beans. You have black olives. You have garbanzo beans or chickpeas. And whatever this orange, I can't remember if I looked that up or not. Was that carrots or was that carrots? So it's carrots. And then like a bubblegum. Oh, that's a really, that's wet. Oh, hang on. I just dripped everywhere anyway, so that didn't really work out well, did it? Well, I guess that's why they give us napkins. Yeah, made a mess of that. So, mental note going forward, not the way to do that, because it is just too wet. Now, having said that, yeah, that actually is kind of sweet. Super messy. And if you kind of grew up in the 70s, that's pretty much like your mom's jarred antipasto is what that tastes like. It's sweet, it's a little tangy. I would say probably just dip your tortillas in that. Because the wrap is a really bad idea. That just makes a hell of a mess. Yeah, I thought that was more going to be like a hummus or something. It's not. Palate cleanser are quite red strawberry drink. Notice on the pour I went to 250 instead of the recommended 180. It's still fairly sweet. And this isotonic is a 250 pour. Oh, okay, that's... Oh my, what is that? It's supposed to be an orange. It tastes almost like fuzzy, like carbonated. Kind of like Tang meets C plus. Yeah, it's kind of like a Tang and a C plus together. But there's no baby aspirin flavor in that, so I guess that's a step at least in the right direction. We will try our bean salad. You do get different textures. So you've got obviously your tuna. Anybody's ever eaten canned tuna, we know what that has for a texture. Then you have your chickpeas and your beans, about this. Oops, that's a bit of an excessive pour. About the same texture. Your carrots aren't really distinguishable, but the pretty much overwhelming flavor is just tuna. Textures are different, flavors all the same. It just tastes like tuna. Maybe salt, pepper, and or seasoning will help, but it does help with the flavor. But the overwhelming texture, again, is still... You can bite through the beans, you can bite through the tuna, but it all kind of... I don't want to say mushy, because that's not really right, but it all provides kind of like a one-note uniform texture. I mean, it's good, don't get me wrong. Like, it's not a vinegary bean salad. I mean, I don't know if... I honestly think going all in with the baba ganoush into the tuna salad, tuna bean salad, would make more sense, because that brings it even closer to tasting like a jar of antipasto, because now you've got the tuna added to the baba ganoush. But yeah, so just dinner and then snackage, and got something interesting for dinner. More of a vessel than, or a preparation method. We're not going to use the FRH. Instead, we're going to go with, well, we'll be right back, and you'll see. Okay, so let's see how this worked. I bought this at Walmart, where I work, because it happened to be on sale. Oh, and that was already popped off. Whether it was supposed to or not, I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, yeah, so this is the Sultan hot lunchbox kit, basically. So it's got and it says don't touch this because you'll burn yourself, so I'm just going to touch this. This stainless steel pan, which fits inside this warmer. And then you have a plastic container. Which I'm going to probably make a bloody mess of, trying to get this out. Open and then back. There we go. Little messy. But yeah, so this is our pasta with salsa sauce. And then our bolognese sauce on top. Now looking at the ingredients, the pasta sauce, salsa sauce, seems to have the identical ingredients to the bolognese. So I'm not sure why they call it a salsa, other than that is Spanish for sauce. So it could be just that. It's a sauce. It's not what we would consider a salsa in North America, like something that goes with nacho chips or tacos, you know. So that was when it was $2.50 again on the drink. Still a little sweet. $1.80 on the pudding, which, as you saw, was kind of weirdly separated. So I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. And I went with 20 mils, which is recommended, hot water on these veg. Somebody out in the world's having a bad friggin' day. There goes the ambulance. So I will just neatly, as neatly as I can clean that out, tuck that into the rice and see how that turns out. Which makes this an incredibly calorie-dense, carb-dense meal, I would think. And our veggies were tomatoes, green peppers, red peppers, onions, broccoli, and carrots. So they are literally just dehydrated vegetables, which I have now tucked into this plain rice. So try our, it seems to be at least warm bolognese. Recommendations on this are half an hour at least. And then it will supposedly stay warm for 1 to 2 hours afterwards. That is warm. Not going to burn your mouth, but You know what? This does come with, there's two different cords to plug in here. One's a 12 volt for running in your car, and the other's a 110, 120 volt for household use. So that's pretty nifty. I'm just going to season this. Well, whatever. Probably too heavily with salt, as we all do in North America. And pepper. Again, that kind of exploded out of the other one, or on the other one. Not a bad flavor for the pasta, actually. The rice is literally just dried veg and rice, so it's probably going to need all the help it could get. I'm sure the paprika and everything else in the seasoning mix will probably help with the pasta. Oh yeah, that perks it up. That's tasty. And then our rice with plain vegetables. I mean, for 20 grams, is it 20 grams? 20 mils of water and, sorry, how many grams was that dry? Yeah, 20 grams. So, well, it's not bad. That's good. Might be able to use a bit more water and leave the veg to hydrate for a little longer. But it only said a minute or two, which is about what I gave it. But some of it's a bit chewy, but that's a decent accompaniment to that, which is weird. But try our peach drink. And as soon as I opened the envelope, all I could smell was peach. It looks like it's dissolved. Thank you to our stand-in Emery spoons. That is definitely an artificial peach flavor, and could probably still push that up another 50 mils or 100 mils. So it's 350 on the water, because it's quite sweet still. Our lemon pudding has... Oh my. Better stir that again. Has quite putified. I don't even know if putified is a word, but it is now. Yeah, that's very thick. That is a very weak lemon flavor. That is a very probably see it. That's a very mealy texture, which is not something you want to use when describing a pudding texture. Is mealy. It's almost like little globules of whatever the starch they're using to solidify that. That's probably a Huey. We are in the flight path of the Kelowna International Airport, and yeah, nothing quite slaps the air like a Huey. It's fairly good tea. And that's dinner. Yeah. And that's like a little stem or branch of something that's in the dried veg that's not chewable, but overall not bad. Snackage. Be right back. Snackage. Okay. We have our... These things just don't tear well. Or I'm just really bad at tearing, which is entirely possible. This is our coconut lemon cookie. No idea what that even looks like, other than apparently it's round. Oh my, okay. That's interesting. Gluten-free oat flour, apple juice concentrate, coconut, almonds, extra virgin olive oil, chia seeds, lemon oil. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to bite it, and instead it just breaks in half. It's crumbly. Hot chocolate. That's 200 mils of boiling water. Yep, it's a little chilly right now. That is not dissolving well at all.
A few moments later.
Maybe a few chunky bits. Like on the back of the spoon. That tastes a lot like chocolate pudding. Dried fruit grape mix. In other words, 8 types of grapes. Just kidding. 2 types of grapes and currants. And coffee's outside going to the bathroom. You'll hear her barking in the background. And this is a hazelnut and raisin mix, which, oddly enough, is probably going to look a heck of a lot like the raisin mix. And just to keep it a little malleable, I've been keeping this under my knee here while I've been sampling everything else. The peanut butter, which I have 2. Wisely, I left them both inside because that is very creamy peanut butter. Roasted peanuts, 93% maltodextrin. Vegetable oil, salt flavoring. So even though it says maltodextrin, it's not very sweet. Oh, there we go. More chunky bit. And by chunky bit, I mean less kneaded bit, not chunky peanut butter. So what you're going to put on that, or put that on, I guess. I couldn't tell you. I would probably just eat that plain. Fumble that. Hazelnut. Well, roasted, not salted. But they are pretty much peeled, so tend to be a bit of bitterness with those. As far as your raisiny raisins with raisins and currants. Yes, Coffles, I'm coming to get you, baby. Okay, now she's objecting to something. But I have a video to finish, so let's try our hot chocolate drink. That is very tasty and rich. Shake the crumbs aside. Move our snacky snacks aside. Put that over there. Now that I've got chia seeds everywhere, let's get this over with, shall we? Tear that. What I did not use, which, I mean, that's my extra tortillas, so I don't know if I want to. Let's just go this way. So that's going to be our coffees, our gum. I'm just not going to try the watermelon gum. Our 2 wipes. 192 grams, or 6.8 ounces. And as for our garbage, probably can't see that, 234 grams, or 8.2 ounces of garbage. And that has been and I will apologize, a rather lengthy review of a Turkish Dardanel 24-hour meal. A01, beans, tuna and beans, I guess. Beans and tuna, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, I'm Bourbon Street Joe, and I'm out. Bye.